Very welcome to this webinar. And now, let's go over to the news, the most important news in version 24 and 25. After all my year on SPSS since 1993, there are some areas that they improve every time they do an upgrade. And that's the data management, look, productivity, statistical methods. So I will go through the news in these areas. So I start with the first one, the data management. And the first important news in the data management area is to import the Excel data, and then we have merge data file, and then last, export of data files to Excel. So first, we will start with the first one, to import the Excel data. And what I want to do is to open up this data file from Excel to SPSS Statistics, normally. And in the top, we have the variable names. And here you see in the middle of the data column there is a text. And in older versions of SPSS you automatically got a string format of that variable as soon as you read in that into SPSS. Because as soon as SPSS discovered a text in the column, it became a text variable. But in these newest versions of SPSS, it will automatically do this variable as a numeric one, if there are not more than 5% of the text values. And the text, as you see here, it will be a missing value in the end. So that's something that I think is very, very good. The other one is the news about the merging data files, when you have to merge files and add variables. So here is the new dialog box that comes up when you choose merge files, add variables. You have two new tabs. So if we start with the first tab called Merge Method, then you can choose the method first. And in this example, one-to-many, because in one of the data file I merge, I have duplicates of the individuals. So then I choose this one. Then you mark which dataset is the lookup table. And then when you're ready, you click on the next tab, the Variables tab. And then this dialog box will pop up. And here you define the key variable, the identification number of each person. And that's very important, so you can merge the right person from the both files. Then the last thing here is the export of the data, SPSS data file to Excel. In version 23 it looks like this, and 24 like this. So what is the difference between these two? Here it is. So now you can save the labels of the variable names into Excel. So let's go over to the next improvement area, the look. And it's about what you see in the software. So the graph style, it's cleaner toolbar, and there is some improvement of handling the different windows in the program. And finally, the decimal numbers that's starting with 0. So we start with the first one, the graph style. And as you can see, it's more clean looking. It's because the black lines around the bars are gone. It looks more modern. And now you can also change the color already in the dialog box. And if you bring the chart to Microsoft, you can edit it directly in Microsoft. And I will show that in an example later. If we compare the output viewers toolbars in version 24 and 25, we have some difference. In version 25, they have deleted some of the icons from the toolbar. And that's some of these that is not used so much. So you can still find them in the menus. So the first one that is deleted is this one. It's the same as select last output. We have this. That's run AutoScript. And then we have all these icons that is about inserting titles or text in the output window. So it's gone, but you can find it in the menus. And then we have some improvement in the window handling. So if we compare the differences between 24 and 25, you can see that they added this. So you can go directly to the activated viewer, where you have all the results, or the syntax window that you are currently working with. And especially if you are working with more than one at the same time. So that's a very effective way to go to the window. The last news there in the look was the decimals in small numbers. So here you can see the old one. When you have a very small decimal number, you don't see the 0, but here you can see the 0. So that's the news about the look. Then we have the productivity for you when you work with SPSS. So first we have the graphs. You can customize the graphs much faster now, and you can save the graph colors into syntax and then edit it in Microsoft the graphs. So the news in the chart command is, for example, the filter options, and then you have the properties that is updated. So now you can decide the colors in the graph already here in the dialog box under this tab, chart appearance. So you don't have to double click on the chart after it's done. And if you want to change the colors, you click here on this small box. And at the same time, you can also press the paste button so you can save all the colors so you can reuse it again. And if you click on the paste, and this is a little bit more advanced command, but if you do that, you will automatically get this syntax. Maybe you haven't started to work with syntax yet, but I really recommend to learn doing it. You can reuse your commands then. And if you need help to start, let us know. This syntax can be reused on new charts, so you can get exactly the same color scheme. So the new syntax command you will find here as a subcommand, starting with color cycle. And here you can go in and do some changings of the color in the text, and it follows the standard RGB codes. So for example, if you want to change to your company's corporate colors that you probably find in your marketing department, you can just go in here and write the code down. So we leave the advanced thing here and go over to Microsoft. And like I mentioned before, if you just paste it into Microsoft, you can go in here directly in Microsoft and change the chart with Microsoft Edit tools. After this has been done here, as you see, you can go in and do some changings. Here's just an example in Microsoft Word. So let's go to the next area that is new. And we have some new methods. Here they are. We have some news in GENLIN mixed models. Bayesian Statistics is quite new, and both of these are in the advanced statistics. And then we have something that I really like, extensions. It's like apps. So let's start with the news about GENLIN mixed. We have some like random effect and time covariates that is new. And if you're working with GLM and ANOVA, you can now get some extra features like, for example, error plot that many has asked about. And if you're working with repeated ANOVA, there is a nested models also supported. And then we have Bayesian Statistics, and that's something that has been very popular lately and is popular in data science area. And then I really like this new library of extra applications. Like in mobile phones, you can download apps. You can also download apps here in SPSS. So how do you do that? You can find the hub in this menu. So if you choose the command, you will see this dialog box. And here you can search for a function. Like here, I search for kappa test. And then you choose how to show this. And here I choose not installed. So I get everything that is not installed by clicking on apply button, and then this happens. So I got two proposals here, and I choose the one I want, and then I click on the get extension. And when I do that, it starts to download this method or function. And when it's ready, you will find it in the appropriate menu, like here. Other improvements is just very short to open saved data files, possible for blind user to use this program, and support for open SSL and GSKit. So now we come to the summary of this. You got some important news from version 24 and 25, like clean charts, extensions, and new methods. And then you also found out some features to let you work more effective. You can send us some email with your questions